Supreme Court crisis. NBA wants ex-CJN probed. Ariwoola's warning. Workers demand autonomy. The writers. Ex-CJN's probe necessary for justice administration, say NBA chapters. We have been vindicated. Justice are awake from slumber. Jusun. No allegation should be swept under the carpet, CSOs insist. You'll find the story on pages 2 and 3. Yesterday, Tanko Mohammed resigned. Some have said ill health. Others have said because of the letter, written by those justices. There's something else on the Nation saying based on memory disorder.
Maybe that was the reason for the ill health. It's a fact that the CJN, former CJN, Tanko Mohammed, had been challenged maybe by his health because we heard at times he was not available for work. But it's hard to say that is the reason he resigned, even though that is the reason he gave, because you cannot throw away the issues that happened in the Supreme Court in the last 2 weeks. The letter by the 14 justices, the letter that accused him of corruption, incompetence, and maladministration in the Supreme Court, that said that he was taking his family members away, on vacation and on workshops that Supreme Court justices should be attending. They gave a very dire state of affairs about his management and leadership of the Supreme Court. The letter also went to President Buhari, that threatened that if by September 1, Tanko Mohammed is not removed as CJN, and that the justices will stop sitting. The Supreme Court is a small group of with Tanko it was 15 justices. The full complement is 21. They were applying to get 6 others to join in before this happened. So I think that was a very big threat. If the Supreme Court justice stops sitting, it grinds the judiciary to a halt. So you cannot take away the fact that those incidents happened, and then shortly after the matter made public headlines, the CJN decided to throw in the towel, to wave the white flag as it were. It's hard not to link it, no matter how we try to look at it. President Buhari yesterday, when he received the resignation, also said it was ill health, and said that and even awarded him the second highest national honor, the 𝐒𝐿, and said that he did well. He has his legacy imprinted in the history of Nigeria's judiciary, especially the way he had dealt with matters around ex parte others. That was going to damage judiciary. The president said Tanko dealt with it and reduced it to a very manageable level. The issue where lawyers just go to court and sit down with a judge and get an order and all that. So the president had high praise for him, compared to what we are looking. But I think it will be hard to push away those allegations and say it wasn't why. Personally, if you ask me, I think CJN Tanko decided to jump before he was pushed, because he was going to be pushed. Those allegations were not going to end there. Remember the body of benchers had intervened, set up a 7-man committee to try to resolve the issue with the 14. And even the NBA had issued a statement to say, we want a clear picture of what is going on. We want transparency in these issues that the 14 have raised. And the leader of the 14 is the same Kayode Ariwoola that yesterday now became CJN. When they were interviewing him after, he was diplomatic. He said the Supreme Court is one. He left for ill health. There's no controversy in the courts. I can't believe him. There is, because he was the one who led the 14, and I've seen bromid copies of those complaints. Those are very. It was going to skew the courts. The Supreme Court. Those allegations against CJN Tanko is not something you can just throw under the carpet and say, okay, we have settled it, move on. Because
he was saying it was not a petition, it was just a letter they wrote.
It doesn't have to be a petition. It was a complaint. They complained about everything, Zainab. They complained about electricity tariff. They complained about vehicles. They complained about accommodation. They complained that the finances of the Supreme Court, is badly managed. In one of the highlights of that letter, they said that the renovation of the Supreme Court, which has not been done in 30 years, is being privately handled by the CJN. The question is, the CJN, how does it become a building contractor? But these allegations they are making, because they probably know more than ordinary Nigerians. So when you put it together, I think it was a fine exit, planned and executed by interested parties, for Justice Tanko. Of course, he's an old man, had 18 months left, and have a history of ill health. That was well planned and well managed. But to say that it was because of the ill health, he's had his ill health since now, not be today, He's had his ill health in February. Why didn't he go in February? Why didn't he go in January? Why didn't he go last year? So I think the pressures of that letter, petition, letter, whatever, the pressures of that, the allegations in it, appeared to what has led to a soft landing. I think soft landing. And I said, I think he jumped before he was pushed. It would look bad if he was eventually pushed out. So he jumped and took the honor of resigning and leaving the place. People have said that it's rare, for a Nigerian public official to resign. While they die there, no matter what happened, this is exemplary. But again, you cannot throw away the questions raised about his handling of the Supreme Court. Maybe it's not time to really flog that, because again, you don't want to begin to open a cesspit of corruptions against the CJN, but it's there. And at the end of the day, people will talk about it. The NBA in their letter yesterday welcomed his resignation, but also called for transparency. They want an investigation. You just read about what 𝐜𝐿 said, the Human Rights Writers Association. They want proper investigation of those allegations. Is it true that he was taking his family members abroad on Supreme Court bills? Did he do that? Did he enrich his cronies and associates? Was he running the place as a one-man show? All of these are the big questions, But so finally from yesterday, he went home in glory. President Buhari praised him. He has 𝐺CON attached to his name now, but that doesn't take away the fact that something happened before this resignation.
So Ariwoola said, he will not fail Nigerians. What do you think about the swearing in? Like you said, he led these people. He
was next in line, and I think that it wasn't because he wanted to lead. It was because leadership fell on him, And the Supreme Court is by hierarchy. I've looked at I have the list of almost all the 15 before yesterday now, and I see that by arrival at the Supreme Court, that's how they proceed. After Justice Ariwoola, now the next person is Justice 𝐒𝐿𝐶𝐏𝐿. She's next in line, and like that, after her 𝐒𝐿𝐶𝐏𝐿, like that's how they go. It's by seniority in the Supreme Court. So I think those responsibilities fell on him. It has now fallen on him now to lead the Supreme Court for the next 2 years. He's 68. He'll be CJN until his birthday, on his 70th birthday, which is August 22, 2024. So he has 2 years. The question is, what would Ariwoola do with the 2 years he has, as head of Nigeria's judiciary? Because the work of Supreme Court of CJN is not just to sit on the Supreme Court as head of the Supreme Court. He's also the chairman of the National Judicial Council, a very important body in Nigerian judiciary. So there's a lot of work. There's reform that people are asking for. There are questions around, how do we constitute the Supreme Court today, in terms of justices? Do we still just take justices from the bench, or do we look at the bar and see very important lawyers who have made success in their profession and bring them to sit? I was telling you yesterday of the new 6 justices they are looking for, now 7, to join the Supreme Court. They took all applications from the Court of Appeal. They did not bother to look outside the Court of Appeal, in spite of public clamor for them to look out and see if you can find senior advocates with respectable accomplishments in the field and bring them. They did not do that. So that's work for him. Reform in the bar, court processes, court practices, all of that. But more importantly, is the question of the work that the Supreme Court justices do with politics. That question has continued to arise each time, because people think that it's easy to influence some of these justices, especially if you see some of the judgments they have made over time. So Ariwoola has quite a lot on his hands, and of course he has to restore public confidence in the judiciary. I think it was tainted in the last few months, especially with those corruption allegations against 𝐒𝐶JN Tanko. He needs now to restore public confidence in the judiciary. So he has a lot of work in his hands, and I think he looks capable, because hearing him talk yesterday, he appeared like a judge who is in control. And I think I admire that.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more, leave a comment, and like. Thank you.